Twist in the tale,
a sting in the story,
a fly in the ointment,
and
something horrid in the woodshed, grit in the sandal,
and sand in the oyster,
and something rather nasty in the soup. There is a cat in the cradle,
a dog in the manger, a worm in the apple, and something awful in this attic, blood in the water, and snakes in the basket, and something rather nasty in the soup.
And there are animals, there's quite a lot of animals.
there's far too many animals.
There's turkeys, pigs, and gnats.
Too many animals.
We hope that you like animals.
Too late if you hate animals.
There's horses, turkeys, pigs, and dogs and cats.
Big cats, there is a twist
In the tale, a sting in the story, a wasp in the honey, and something ghastly in the cellar, smoke in the study, and grease on the staircase, and something rather nasty, something awful, something nasty, something really quite unpleasant in the soup.
Good evening, and may I say what a privilege it is for you to have me here tonight. I believe an introduction is in order. Name, Clovis Reginald Hugh Sangrail. Age, well, as long as my mother remains 37, I shall continue to celebrate my 21st birthday. The year is 1902. Queen Victoria has died, and King Edward has ascended to the throne. Purpose for being here this evening? Well, to bring a little sparkle into your otherwise drab and meaningless lives. No, don't bother to thank me. What a privilege it is for you to meet me and greet me tonight. The stars above sing dull when I'm shining so bright. What a benefit it is for you to cheer me and know that I am so well versed. I could be having dinner with the Queen of Timbuktu. I might be hunting pumas to be put in London Zoo. There simply is no limit to the things that I can do, but I'm not one to put myself first. Oh no, I'm not one to put myself first. Yes, you are so lucky to be in this audience, and it is my intention to provide you with entertainment this evening. Pure, simple entertainment. Should you have come here for any other reason other than to be entertained, may I suggest you leave at once? We will not judge you. In fact, it takes a great deal of courage to leave in the middle of my opening number. But if you are going to leave, please do so now. Nobody. You mad, trusting fools. What a privilege to have me entertaining and deigning to share my views on every subject from Bach to Voltaire. You're all sitting there in wild anticipation. You know it's all so well rehearsed. Although I could be blazing in the sun on some gigantic yacht, or showing off my grace when dancing in a grand gavotte. There really is no end to all the talents that I've got. But I'm not one to put myself first, fat chance. I'm not one to put myself first. Thank you very much. Some time ago, I had an idea that I'd like to write a book. It was to be a book of society scandals and was to leave nothing out. Not too soon after I had made this decision, people attacked me in the most unexpected places and implored me to leave out things that I'd entirely forgotten had ever happened. Consequently, I ended up with far more material than I needed, and so I have decided to feature the excess on the dramatic stage, and the result is tonight's extravaganza. Of course, there is a danger that I should be crossed off many a guest list, but as I know I am the perfect addition to any house party, I'm quite prepared to take that risk. And so, let me begin by telling you the salutary tale of Mr. Gilbert James Appleway. Gilbert James Appleway had been a very, very, very sensitive child, and this had materialised in his adult life in such a way that he avoided any adventures if he could help it. Against his personal wishes, he found himself working for a firm that has cause to send him to some out-of-the-way port on the Adriatic coast. And so, with nervous anticipation, he boarded an ancient train in Vienna that journeyed to the remote destination. The only other occupant of this carriage was an old peasant woman who made only one comment as he took his seat.
Snow comes!
True to her word, snow came, in vast, heavy flurries, and in no time at all, the surrounding landscape through which the train slowly progressed became a blank, unbroken sheet of white. Suddenly the train lurched and made a violent jolt. Oh! After which, all was worryingly still.
I say, the train has broken away and left us.
Ah, it is gone. They will find out at some station that the carriage is missing, and when the line is clear of snow, they will send an engine. It happens that way sometimes.
We could be here all night.
It is possible, yes.
Are there wolves in these parts?
Many. Just outside the forest, my aunt was devoured 3 years ago on her way home from market. The horse and the old pig that was in the cart were eaten too. It was a very old horse, but it was a beautiful young pig. Oh, so fat. I cried when I heard they'd taken it. They'd spare nothing.
They may attack us here. We may both be devoured.
You. Perhaps not me.
Why not you?
It is the day of Saint Maria Cleopha, my name day. She would not allow me to be eaten by wolves on her day. Such a thing could not be thought of. You, but not me. Who are you named after?
A distant cousin once removed on my mother's side, I believe.
Oh! I am sorry to hear that.
It's only afternoon now. If we're to be left here till morning, we shall be starving.
I have here some good eatables. On my name day, it is only natural I should have provision with me. I have 5 good blood sausages. In the town shops, they cost 25 helle each. Things are dear in the town shops.
I'll give you 50 heller apiece for a couple of them.
In a train accident, things become very dear. These blood sausages are 4 kronen apiece.
4 kronen? 4 kronen for a blood sausage?
You cannot get them any cheaper on this train because there aren't any others to get. In Agram, you can buy them cheaper. In paradise, no doubt they will be given to us for nothing, but here they cost 4 kronen each. I do also have a piece of Emmentaler cheese and a honey cake and some bread that I can let you have. That'll be another 3 kronen. That's 11 kronen in all. I do have some ham, but that I cannot let you have on my name day.
Oh! Wolves. Oh! There's a pack. They've scented us. We will be torn to pieces.
Not me on my name day. The Holy Maria Cleopha would not permit it.
It's getting very cold.
Yes. It will freeze within the hour.
Are you not at all worried?
You keep forgetting. It is my name day. In life, misfortune falls on us, but not me on my name day. We weep, we scream, we cry, we cuss, but not me on my name day. We strive and starve and bear the pain. We trudge through storms
could break in at any moment. These carriages are like matchwood.
Yes, it is possible. The beasts were proud, the food to chew, but not me on my name day. They sniff the air and smell well you, but not me on my name day. The wolves they hunt in savage packs to sink their teeth into our backs. They think of us as little snacks, but not me on my name day. For on my name day, Santa Maria looks down and blesses me. Yes, on my name day, Santa Maria keeps all her children free. So I give thanks to Santa Maria for her protective care. She has become the light and banished night for all who bear the name Maria.
Gilbert.
Oh, the cold may come and freeze your blood, but not me on my name day. You might drown in the snow and mud, but not me on my name day. Your limbs grow stiff through lack of heat and turn you into frozen meat. Let's pray to frozen to be eaten, but not me on my name day. So you see over there is a chimney with smoke coming from it. It is not far, and the snow has nearly stopped. I shall find a path through the forest to that house with the chimney.
For the wolves that they may take.
Not on my name day.
But I say! Oh, I say! There in the shadows, I see them. They're coming towards you! Quick, come back! Wolves! 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 Are they dogs?
My cousin Carl's dogs, yes. That is his inn beyond the forest. I didn't want to take you there because he's always grasping with strangers. However, it does grow too cold to remain in the train. Oh, I'll see what comes. It seems that you were truly blessed to have me with you on this test. So to Maria give behest, but not me on my name day.
The more observant of you might have noticed that I was assisted in my storytelling by a troupe of theatricals. I was pleasantly surprised to find that they come included in rental of the theatre, at the small addition of providing them with a cold supper. And so I intend to make full use of them to relate a cautionary tale. It is entitled The Way to the Dairy. Thank you. There once were three sisters who had a rich aunt. They nurtured her well like a delicate plant. Their motives were simple, their plan wasn't rash. They hoped when she died she would leave them her cash. But show a cat the way to the dairy, and it will drink up all the cream. If you sow, you will reap. So take the good advice to look before you leap. Listen to the tale of Pandora, and always let a sleeping dog lie. For show a cat the way to the dairy, and it will drink it dry.
The aunt had a nephew, a bit of a cad. Though he liked to gamble, he wasn't all bad. The sisters grew nervous and started to plot. They didn't want Auntie to leave him the lot. But show a cat the way to the dairy, and say goodbye to every pint. Read small print, find the catch, but never catch chicks before they start to hatch. If you want your way drink it dry.
They said we'll take Auntie to gay Saint-Tropez, but that's where her nephew is playing today. She spots him gambling and getting a thrill. She's certain to write him right out of her will. But
show a cat the way to the dairy, and there will be no cupboards and whey. Lend a hand, show a leg, but never kill the goose that lays the golden egg. If it isn't broke, do not fix it. You'll live to rue the day if you try. Don't show a cat the way to the dairy, or it will drink it dry.
The aunt saw her nephew sat playing roulette, said that looks exciting, just one little bet. It became a compulsion, and from that fatal day,
She happily frittered her fortune away. So
show a cat the way to the dairy, and there will be no milk for tea. Be on guard, don't tempt fate, just settle for your lot or it will be too late. Possibly you're sick of us repeating these 100 variations on our theme. Or a cat that knows the way to the dairy will always get the cream.
ladies and gentlemen, in this next piece, I will give my consummate performance of a goat and a tiger, both of which die. Waiter, whiskey.
the woman is impossible. Mabon, have you seen what she has done now?
Who?
Luna Bimberton, that's who. The blasted woman is the talk of society because she was carried 11 miles in an airplane by an Algerian aviator. And she has had the absolute gall of inviting me to luncheon.
Well, that's kind of her.
Kind? It's anything but kind. The damned harpy will relish in having more attention than me. I need to think of a way to retaliate.
In a world chiefly swayed by hunger and love, Mrs. Packletide was an exception. Her movements were largely governed by a dislike of Luna Bimberton.
I need to think of something that's going to be impossible to top. Something I can really rub her nose into, but what?
Really? You two have been trying to get one up on each other since time began. Isn't it all a little childish? Isn't it all just a big game?
You don't understand. What did you just say?
Isn't it all just a big game? Oh no. I do so hate it when your eyes glaze over like that.
We'll have a big game. Tiger shoot. Leave the hot Puna sun. We'll have a shoot. Yes, a tiger shoot. I'll go and pack my gift and fetch my faithful gun when I end this tiger shoot. I know there's plenty that I can kill and maim, and I will never stop till everything's extinct. It's just a big, big game. Mabon, have my trunk packed immediately. We're off on the next steamer.
Off where?
To India, of course, where else can you bag your very own tiger?
The cost!
Hang the cost! We'll have a big game tiger shoot beneath the hot Puna sun. We'll have a shoot, yes, a tiger shoot. I'll go and pack my gift and fetch my faithful gun, and when I end this tiger shoot, I know there's plenty that I can kill and maim, and I will never stop till everything's extinct. It's just a big, big game.
It may all be one big game to you. I suspect your back will disagree. Every pound that you throw away could be money you might save up for that nasty rainy day. Though you think I am apprehensive this idea is too expensive. Not a big, big game. It may all be one big game to you. I suspect your bank will disagree. Every pound that you throw away could be money you might save up for that nasty rainy day. Oh, you think that revenge can be sweet? I suspect your vanity's to blame. I am apprehensive this idea is too expensive. It's not a big, big game.
Mebin, find a native and tell them I shall offer 1,000 rupees to the first village that produces a tiger.
We're in luck. There's a village to the north that has been plagued by a rather elderly tiger of decent descent. The only problem is, we've got to get there before it dies of old age.
Excellent! Take us to the village.
That was 100 rupees you gave him.
To see the look on Luna Bimberton's face when I present her with a tiger paw brooch, I would gladly pay through the nose.
That goat has a rather persistent bleat, and in my opinion is not worth 200 rupees. I'm sure it has mange. I suppose we're in some danger up this tree.
Nonsense! It's a very old tiger. It couldn't spring up here even if it wanted to.
If it is a very old tiger, you should have got it cheaper. 1,000 rupees is a lot of money.
Mebin, let me worry about the cost and you keep an eye out for the beast.
There it is, crawling through the undergrowth. Oh, it's stopped.
It's readying itself for the kill.
Actually, I think it's just catching its breath.
It has to be near before I can get a good aim.
Perhaps it doesn't care for goat.
There must be some way of attracting it.
I believe it's ill.
Hush! Here it comes!
Now! If it doesn't touch the goat, we needn't pay for it.
Bang!
Got it! My grandfather will be so proud, my first tiger!
You mean your first goat?
What are you talking about?
You shot the goat! The tiger probably died of heart failure, brought on by the sudden report from your rifle and accelerated by senile decay.
Well, I still brought about its end regardless. I can see us back in London now.
She had a great big tiger shoot beneath a hot Pula sun. She had a shoot, yes, a tiger shoot.
I went and packed my piff and fetched my faithful gun. It was a great tiger shoot. It brought me glory, celebrity, and fame. And I will never stop till everything's extinguished. Just a big, big game.
How amused everybody would be if they knew what really happened.
What are you talking about?
How you shot the goat and frightened the tiger to death.
Nobody would believe it.
Luna Bimberton would.
You surely wouldn't give me away.
There's a little weekend cottage near Dorking I should rather like to buy. 680 freehold. Quite a bargain. Only I don't have the money. I'd rather like to call it Les Fauves. It means wild animals. That sounds so pretty in French, don't you think?
I can translate quite sufficiently enough to understand, thank you very much. I'm sure I can help you with your purchase. After all, I'm not going to be indulging in any more big game shooting. The incidental expenses are so heavy. There'll be no big game tiger shoot beneath the hot Puna sun. There'll be no shoot, not a smell of one. I'll never pack my people. Which my faithful gun, it was my last damned tiger shoot.
You know you've really just got yourself to blame.
And if I hadn't gone and shot the bloody goat,
We'd have a big game.
There are an awful lot of animals in this opera, aren't there? And I should warn you, there are more to come. However, in this next tale, we avoid them altogether to concern ourselves with marriage. The pressure was on for James Latimer Spaulding to marry. His mother and sister and aunt all relentlessly said,
At 34 years you cannot continue to parry. The thought that you really ought now to be properly wed.
on women he had no intention of being selective. He liked a great many and didn't have one set in stone.
For just like the Alps, they are fine to view as a collective. But nobody in their right mind would want one of their own.
the one thing that stopped him finding a wife, a partner he'd simply adore, was something that filled him with absolute dread. It's what women do each day at 4.
Seated with high manners at low tables, all covered in Japanese silk, with delicate porcelain teacups and saucers and small silver jugs full of milk.
Would you like more water or more sugar? A sandwich, a biscuit or cake?
It's surprising the empire lasted at all when everything stops for the sake of tea.
Till finally crushed, he surrendered to family pressure. He found a fair maiden called Joan, who was really quite sweet.
He'd just been left a legacy by an uncle in Cheshire. So what better time to get married and put up his feet?
He walked through the park to a house in a leisurely manner. His mind was made up, it was surely the choice that was best.
He'd marry the girl and the bells would ring out a hosanna. Then finally all of this nonsense would be laid to rest.
But as he drew near, alarm bells drew out. He looked at his watch and he saw the hour was approaching that terrible time when what women do each day at 4.
Seated with high manners at low tables, all covered in Japanese silk, with delicate porcelain teacups and saucers and small silver jugs full of milk.
Would you like red currant on your muffin? They're homemade, I'm learning to bake.
It's surprising the empire lasted at all when everything stops for the sake of tea.
With dread and with horror, he pictured the scene that was waiting. He knew in an instant that something would have to be done.
He'd wait for an hour before he continued his mating. Then tea would be over, no trace of a cake on a bun.
He turned on his heel and he started away down an alley. He stopped at a doorway he knew that led up to some flats.
A lady called Rhoda, with whom he had always been pally, lived there in a shop where she made some ridiculous hats.
Oh, James, how divine, a lovely surprise. Come in, wipe your feet, shut the door. I'm having a picnic, so fetch down a mug. This tea tea in the pot you can pour. Sit on that old sofa with frayed covers, or sit on the floor like an elf. And if you want food, then look in the cupboard, but darling, please get it yourself. How is your dear sister and nice mother? If only this weather would break. I hope you don't mind, but I simply can't bear those people that think that the world revolves around a tea table and everything stops for the sake of tea. So who's the lucky girl you're going to marry?
And with those words he knew what he should do. What the hell, he'd come this far, so for a mouthful of foie gras, he held her sticky hand and shouted, "You!" Our hero was married and honeymooned out in Menorca. His mother and sister and aunt found it hard to rejoice.
They said, think of Joe you have just missed out on a corker. But James took his charge and continued to refuse his choice.
Now Rhoda's free spirit was changed by her wedded condition. A butterfly going back into its little cocoon.
Though James didn't notice this horribly subtle transition, till one day it dawned as she stirred at her cup with a spoon.
The drawing room pain, the ache of the lounge, the British tradition of yore. And from that day on, the one thing that he dreads is what Rhoda does each day at 4.
Now poor James regrets his rash decision. He'd made such a ghastly mistake. And he now won't come home till 5:15, when everything's calm in the wake of tea.
Madame et monsieur, welcome to the Grand Sybaris Hotel and the benefit night for the Amethyst Dining Room.
Monsieur Aristide Soku, chef of the Grand Sybaris Hotel. His cooking was beyond reproach, and if he had an equal in his profession, he had never acknowledged the fact. In his own domain, he was a potentate. He never forgave, and those who served him were careful that there should be little to forgive. He saw his role in life as a culinary guide to diners, and a mortal enemy of Octavian Ruttle, leader of the orchestra of the Amethyst Dining Room. And if it was said that the cooking was beyond reproach, then it must be said that the orchestra was sufficiently highly salaried to be above criticism. And now we come to the tragedy of music at mealtimes. The two do not mix well. And in the case of Messrs. Soku and Ruttle, the combination of food versus music was a veritable powder keg, just waiting for its fuse to be ignited. Thither to the Amethyst Dining Room came in shoals the intensely musical, the merely musical, the fair sprinkling of the absolutely non-musical.
Their presence in the dining hall could only be explained on the supposition that they had come there to dine.
Lady Carlotta, how marvelous that you should come to eat with me this evening. Tonight, for the first time in the entire history of the Sybaris Hotel, I have created a dish which is so close to perfection it almost amounts to a scandal.
Monsieur Soku, really?
Picture, if you will,
Oh, the chaplet! He's playing the chaplet. I simply adore the chaplet.
picture, if you will, in the department of dessert, where ducklings have lived lives peculiar and beautiful and died in the odour of satiety to furnish the main theme of this dish, champignon, which even the purest Anglo-Saxon would hesitate to address as mushrooms.
Oh, I do love the chaplet, don't you? Don't you?
The diners knew it was the chaplet because they had heard it played at luncheon and afternoon tea and at dinner the night before and had not had time to forget. The orchestra had played it 11 times that day, 4 times by desire, 7 times from force of habit.
Languorous, atrophied bodies to the garnish, and the sauce, mon Dieu, the sauce defies in the twilight of the reign of the 15th Louis, and it has been summoned back from the imperishable past to take part in its wonderful perfection. Thus far has human labour done to achieve this desired result. The rest has been left to human genius, the genius of Aristide Saucourt.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Do you wish the duck?
Yes, the duck.
Certainly, madame.
It must be stated at this point that although Saucourt was filled with venomous hate towards Octavian Ruttle, he knew the art of war. His plan was to counterattack Ruttle's full-on assault of the chaplet, and his greatest weapon was food. He knew that the moment the diners tasted the perfection of his roasted duck, all thoughts of Ruttle's music would be banished from their lives. And now, after a tureen of the finest lobster bisque,
Served at the temperature of the molten lava of Vesuvius.
the moment had arrived for the serving of the great dish.
Lady Carlotta, it is with great honour that I present to you Caneton à la mode d'Amblère.
And at the same moment, something else happened. Octavian Ruttle, leader of the highly salaried orchestra, rose, and on his command, the orchestra followed.
The chaplet again! Who's playing the chaplet? Encore! Encore!
No, you do not play that again. I, Aristide Saucourt, chef of the Amethyst Hotel, refuse to allow you to play it again. No.
That is for me to decide.
Never. You will never play this again. Never.
Whether Octavian Ruttle died from drowning by soup, or from shock to his professional vanity, or was scalded to death, the doctors were never wholly able to agree.
I am always inclined to the drowning theory.
Now, I believe I have been generous enough to my theatrical chums to allow me a moment of self-indulgence. You may. I'm sure you're aware that there has been a veritable epidemic of popular song dedicated to extolling the virtues of various beloveds. Things such as Cora, with the lips of coral, you and I shall never quarrel, and dearest, darling, loving Bert, with no other I shall flirt. And that last one goes to a sickening namby-pamby waltz tune, and for months nothing else was sung and hummed in Blackpool. Of course, I loathe the whole lot of them, and so as an antidote, I should like to offer my own foray into the world of popular song. It is entitled Florrie. We first met, I recall, at Billingsgate, when I tried so hard to avoid your gaze. Things did not get better, so I'm writing you this letter headed, How do I hate thee? Let me count the ways. How you scare me, Florrie, with your lips of wounded red. You'll be very sorry, Florrie, if we choose to wed. Though you that I hate you, but getting that into your head is like piercing the skin of an Indian elephant. How you bore me, Florrie, with your eyes of vacant blue. You'll be very sorry, Florrie, if I marry you. Though I'm easy-going, Florrie, this I swear is true. I'll throw you down a quarry, Florrie, if I marry you. If we were to marry, Florrie, I'd flush you down the loo. Yes, down the lavatory, Florrie, I'll never marry you.
Conradin was 10 years old, and the doctors all agreed that his health was such, it was very clear, he would not live over his 15th year. His 15th year. Conradin lived with his aunt, and the servants all agreed he would live to over 62 if she let him act like others do, if she let him act like other children do. And despite his weak and brittle bones and the rules he should obey, Conradin could still have fun, and at night to the bottom of the garden he would run, far away from the world of his fearsome aunt. You would hear him chant, scarlet berries in the winter, red flowers from the tree. Sredni Vashta, do this thing for me. Sredni Vashta was his friend, not a human, but a beast. For within a hutch in the old tool shed, he had raised a tooth poke and kept it fed. He kept it fed. Conrad used to cry when his aunt declared at tea that she knew he had a polecat pet. She would have it killed, her mind was set. She would have it killed on that, her mind was set. And along the path he watched her go to his secret holy shrine. Conradin looked on in vain, and his eyes showed the anger and the passion of his pain. And the wind swept them as its horrible craze one small silent phrase. Scarlet berries in the winter, red flowers there must be. Sredni Vashta, do this thing for me. And he knew that the woman would always win, and the doctors would always be right, and he would grow ever more sickly until he surrendered to that big night. And the loss, and his loss, and his certain loss, and the conflict of how he would cope, made his lips move with fervour and desperate plea as he uttered his one last hope. Sredni Vashta went forth, his thoughts were red thoughts and his teeth were white. Sredni Vashta the beautiful. Conradin stood very still as he looked upon the sea, and his heart beat burst the rate of his weak doubt. He could see no state, no single state. Conradin held back his breath as he waited for a sign. Then emerging through the tool house door came his polecat friend with bloody jaw, came his polecat friend with bloody face and jaw. And then screaming set the air alight, and the rage flung back and forth. Conradin cried out with glee, for his friend had destroyed her in the
Finally, to the history of Bassett Harrowcluff. Bassett Harrowcluff was only 31. But he had put in some useful service in various out-of-the-way, though not unimportant, corners of the world. His father allowed himself to imagine that Bassett's name might appear in the next list of honours. Bassett was rather inclined to be contemptuous of his half-brother Lucas, who was forever engrossed in a medley of elaborate futilities. And it was one morning, at Bassett's club, that Lucas paid a rather excited visit on his sibling.
Bassett! I say, Bassett, my dear fellow! I thought it was you.
Hello, Lucas.
I say, I've come up with an idea for something immense, something that is simply it.
Always discovering fortuities that are simply it at frequently occurring occasions.
This time it's the real thing. Listen to this. It's a song. The inspiration came to me when I was underwater at the Athenaeum.
Your idea of exercise is to sink to the bottom of the swimming baths. You really are looking extremely well.
It will be the thing at the next music hall review. All London will go mad over it.
You're putting on too much weight and you're drinking too much. It's showing in your face.
It's just a couple. Of course there'll be other words, but they won't matter. Listen. Cousin Teresa takes out Caesar, Fido, Jock, and the big borzoi.
You're the same colour as asparagus.
It's a lilting, catchy sort of refrain, you see. A big drum business on the two syllables of borzoi. It's immense.
And your hair's receding.
I've thought out all the business of it. The singer will sing the first verse alone. Then, during the second verse, Cousin Teresa will walk through, followed by 4 wooden dogs on wheels. The Caesar will be an Irish Terrier, Fido a Black Poodle, Jock a Fox Terrier, and the Borzoi, of course, will be a Borzoi. And then, during the second verse, Cousin Teresa will come on alone, and the dogs will be drawn across by themselves from the opposite wing. Then, Cousin Teresa will catch onto the singer and go off stage in one direction, while the dogs' procession goes off in the other, crossing en route, which is always very effective. There'll be a lot of applause there. And then, during the third verse, Cousin Teresa will come on in sables, and the dogs will have coats on. And then I've got a great idea for the last verse. The dogs will be led on by a nut, and then Cousin Teresa will come on, off from the opposite way, crossing en route, always effective, and then she'll turn round and lead the whole lot of them off on a string, and all the while everybody's singing like mad. Cousin Teresa takes out Caesar, Fido, Jock, and the big borzoi, tum-tum. Big drum business on the last 2 syllables. I'm so excited I shan't sleep a wink tonight. I'll wired Herman over to lunch with me. Oh, I say there's Bertie Van Tarn. Bertie, my dear fellow, I've discovered something immense.
Borzoi.
And now, for your delectation and delight, we give you Cousin Teresa!
There is the fashion for men to have passion for girls, be they blonde or brunette. But I do not follow society's hollow demands. I am happy with what I can get. But oh, if the girl on my arm has a heart for the animal folk, then I'm hers, I shall cheer, and soon you will hear there isn't a happier bloke. For Kate has a kitten with which I am smitten, a cat you can't take for a walk. Maud has a parrot that likes to drink claret, but all it can do is drink claret and squawk. Owning a hound I have frequently found means the ladies stop acting so coy. But Cousin Teresa takes out Caesar, Fido, Jock, and the big borzoi. Whenever I'm able, I like to buy sable for all of my ladies to wear. There's plenty of kisses to get from a missus or two if you flatter their clothes and their hair. But oh, if the girl on my arm has a heart for all animal kind, then although it is rash, I'll give up my cash to buy her the best I can find. For Kate has a kitten with which I am smitten, a cat you can't take for a walk. Maud has a parrot that likes to drink claret, but all it can do is drink claret and squawk. Cynthia's peak may look awfully chic, but it's really no more than a toy. But Cousin Teresa takes out Caesar, Fido, Jock and the big borzoi. Though I do not worry, I'm not in a hurry for tying the knot in my life. I do want descendants, but like independence right now. I have patience when choosing a wife. But oh, if the girl on my arm has a heart for an animal friend, then you'll very soon see me down on one knee, declaring my heart to the end. For Kate has a kitten with which I am smitten, a cat you can't take for a walk. Maud has a parrot that likes to drink claret, but all it can do is drink claret and squawk. Catherine's chow makes a deuce of a row, and she's constantly saying bad boy. But Cousin Teresa takes out Caesar, Fido, Jock and the big borzoi. Now Kate has a kitten with which I am smitten, a cat you can't take for a walk. Maud has a parrot that likes to drink claret, but all it can do is drink claret and squawk. Claire has a pup that is so well brought up, it's allowed with her at the Savoy. But Cousin Teresa takes out Caesar, Fido, Jock and the big borzoi. Yes! Kate has a kitten with which I am smitten, a cat you can't take for a walk. Maud has a parrot that likes to drink claret, but all it can do is drink claret and squawk. Sally's Great Dane is a terrible pain. It's as big as the horsey from Troy. But Cousin Teresa takes out Caesar, Fido, Jock and the big...
Poor Lucas does take his ideas very seriously. In a day or two, he'll come back and say that his great masterpiece has been over the head of the public. And then in 2 or 3 weeks' time, he'll come back wild with the idea of, dramatising the poetry of Herrick or something equally as promising. Borzoi.
And then an extraordinary thing befell. In defiance of all, Lucas's glowing anticipations were proven correct and justified. If Cousin Teresa was above the heads of the public heroically climbed up to her altitude. Such a success that just before the turn came on, the house would fill so quickly it was very nearly fit to burst. And who would guess? And as the curtain tumbled down, the house would empty. Any act that followed after it was cursed. There was no doubt within the minds of everyone, from program seller to the lowly stage hand, all were eager to admit. From Kensington to Battersea, the populace would all agree that Cousin Teresa was it. And of course, the magic of the famous refrain laid its spell all over the metropolis. You could employ the chorus to restore some interest in a conversation that was heading for an awkward dip. At the Savoy, the maitre d' and every waiter had to learn the song by heart so they could guarantee a tip. In concert hall, however big the orchestra, the audience would scream and shout until they heard a version of this hit. From Paddington to Waterloo, the rumour very quickly flew that Cousin Teresa was it. And nowhere and at no time could you get away from the double thump that brought home the rear of the refrain. All through the night, Along the moonlit pavements, drunken men returning to their homes would bang the phrase on door and wall. When it got light, each happy milkman hit his cans in rhythm to the song, announcing to the world his cheerful call. In every home, the children would perform the thing to any friend and relative that might reward them for their clever wit. From Alperton to Stepney Green, no other song was heard or seen, and Cousin Teresa was it in every bank. Each businessman would not proceed to close upon a deal if the client had not seen the show. Each army rank was given leave to see the acts to boost morale and threatened with court-martial if they did not go. In church each week, a holy man would lecture on the inner meanings of the song to save you from damnation and the pit. From Dagenham to Hanger Lane, it seemed the world went quite insane, and Cousin Teresa was it. The song would tug at any heart that loved a dog, and everyone was madly queuing up to buy a Borzoi as a pet. Woof! Sit! From Colindale to Streatham Hill, composers started getting ill. From Camden Town to Tooting Bec, each lyricist was now a wreck. It set the theatre world ablaze, there'd never been a bigger praise. Yes! Cousin Teresa was it! It seemed to be the only thing people really cared to talk about. Men and women of middle ages and average education might be seen together in corners, earnestly discussing not the question whether Serbia shall have an outlet on the Adriatic or the possibilities of a British success in the international polo contests, but the more absorbing topic of the problematic Aztec or Nilotic origin of the Teresa motif.
Politics and patriotism are so boring and out of date. We are too cosmopolitan to really be moved by them. That's why one welcomes an intelligible production like Cousin Teresa, where there is a genuine message for one. One cannot understand the message all at once, of course, but one felt from the very first that it was there. That's why I've been to see it 80 times, and I'm going in tomorrow, and I'm going on Thursday.
So much so was the influence of this extraordinary piece that by the end of the year, a certain conversation through the halls of Westminster was heard.
It would be rather a popular idea if you were to give this Harrowcliffe chap a knighthood or something of the kind.
Which Harrowcliffe?
Well, there is only one, isn't there? The Cousin Teresa chappie. Yes, I think everybody would really be very pleased if we knighted him. So put him down on the list of certainties under the letter L.
The letter L, is that for liberalism or liberality?
Literature.
And thus, after a fashion, Colonel Harrowcluff's expectations of seeing his son's name in the list of honours was gratified. As for Bassett, not too soon after his brother's success, he moved to deepest China to open a rescue centre for distressed cats.
One more time! Sally's Great Dane is a terrible pain. It's as big as the horsey from Troy. But Cousin Teresa takes out Caesar, Fido, Jock, and the big Borzoi!
Sadly, I am told I have reached the end of my rental time, and if I wish to continue, I shall have to pay the orchestra another 3 guineas, and buy the actor's dessert. So it's time to say farewell, and to do that, I should like to introduce you to all the little people, without whom this evening would probably have been just as entertaining.
What a privilege it was for us to meet you and greet you tonight. Does that sound sycophantic? Well, maybe you're right.
If you haven't had a good time, well, I'm sorry, your ticket can't be reimbursed.
We hope you have enjoyed what was a veritable zoo.
We've told you tales of scandal that were shocking and quite true.
And there is no apology if any featured you,
But you're not ones to put yourself first, no fear. You're not ones to put yourself first. For Kate has a kitten with which I am smitten, the cat you can't take for a walk. Maud has a parrot that likes to drink claret, but all it can do is drink claret and squawk. Proudly we sing to the short story king.
Now go home, read the book, and enjoy.
While Cousin Teresa takes out Caesar, Fido, Jock, and the pig.
Thank you very much for coming to our performance of A Twist in the Tale this evening. I'd like to remind you that we have some nibbles and drinks after this, so do help yourselves. But if you do have to shoot off, get home safe, and thank you very, very much for coming tonight.
Well done, love. That was fantastic.
Can I help you?
We got some other hot things there. Go in there and... Right, don't touch it, don't touch it.
What? Well, I can't remember.
This should be but can you actually can you open the other
Can.
Oh, right. Brilliant. It's really good. It's real fun.
But once they're friendly,
Oh, we do. I wasn't sure it was going to be outdoors. It was to be well, it's to be honest, I think there's a space up. There's plenty of space. So I'm quite glad that
some of them absolutely well, not making it up.
The right side. It was good fun, wasn't it?
Still recording? I'm going to stop this recording now, don't know if that's alright. Yeah. Good. Ready? Ready for the press night?